Hey everybody, how y'all doing? It's Haja Scott, and I got a little word for you today, and it's a word that I've been walking through. Sometimes you have been walking through a situation or situations, whatever. You've been walking through something, and lessons learned. You're picking up, you're receiving, you're like, I see this, I can do this better, or I see what you're saying, God, through this, and all right, I'm gonna do that better. And it's not till you hit a certain point. I don't want to say you're out of it, because sometimes it's not just hindsight looking back, Sometimes it is, you're still in it, but you've just reached a point where your eyes are open, the eyes of understanding, have been opened, enlightenment, and it's not over, but you start to get it. At least you've gotten to a point where you got that, so now God can speak to you on some other things. That's where I've been. That's where your girl's been. So today I'm gonna bring to you a little something that God has been speaking to me about, and when this story came up, He took me to this so memorable story in the Bible. It resonated before I really got it, like I was like, oh yeah, I get it in this, whatever. And then as I don't want to say mulling over it, I'm just living life. And it keeps coming back to me. And then it dawns on me, He's you. You're Him. That's what I've been telling you. That's what I've been telling you. And kind of feel like I should have gotten that, And even though I did get it in a way, the eyes of understanding have truly been opened. So this is testimonial for me as well, not just the story that I'm sharing, not just encouragement that I'm giving, or a word from God that's going forth. This is testimonial as well. So we are today talking about Joseph, and not Joseph the dreamer. Joseph, father of Jesus, earthly father of Jesus. And that's in the story that I'm talking about is in Matthew chapter 1, verse 18 through 25. And we're just talking about how God spoke to Joseph about his role in the story of Jesus. And it was an integral role. It was an important role. It was one that He needed Joseph for, even when Joseph didn't feel like he was needed. So the story starts off with we already know the angel of God, and maybe I'll just back up for those who don't know. So an angel of God comes to Mary, and we're not talking about Mary today, but I'm going to give you a little bit of background. Comes to Mary, lets her know, Mary, you have been highly blessed and highly favored, because you are going to be carrying the miraculous what is it called? Immaculate birth or conception, because you're going to be carrying the Son of God, Jesus. You are favored, Mary. And guess what? You're not going to have a man. Well, she had a man. She had Joseph. They were dating. They were to get married. But they hadn't slept together yet. No funny business going on just yet. But she's going to be pregnant. We're going to get back to that story, because me myself, I was like, Lord, let me see the blessing in that, because it's like hard to explain. But today we're talking about Joseph. Mary's already had her ordeal with the Holy Spirit, with the angel of God, and she's come to terms with it. She's like, okay, I'm okay with this. How's never? I got to deal with this boyfriend of mine, right? My fiance. Well, they were betrothed. They had an arranged marriage. They knew arranged engagement, and they were to be married. They were set aside for each other. They were to be married. Everybody knew. Family knew, came together. They knew. Community knew. Everybody knew. This is how it went back in the day, you know. And then Joseph notices, now is it me? Or does it look like you got a little something going off down there? Like, I mean, I don't know. We might not have been working out as much as we needed to. That's the kind of stuff we were doing to spend time together. You know, we were working out and hitting the gym. And, you know, I've been a little busy with work lately. And you've been busy with your stuff. So we haven't done that. Maybe that's it, you know? No. That's not just you eating too much. You look like you're pregnant. So they have the conversation. I'm sure Mary tells Joseph, I know what it looks like, but I'm really pregnant by God. This is God's baby. The angel came to me and said, I'm going to be pregnant with God's baby, and I am. I don't even have to tell you. You know how that conversation went. For a man, yeah. And he's like, all right, I got your number. Okay. All right. This is the game we're going to play? All right. So in his quiet time, he decides, okay. So I love her. You know, that was my boo. We were going Bonnie and Clyde this thing. We were going to conquer the world, you know. We were. And now, you about to embarrass me in these streets? I'm being pregnant with somebody else's dude, but I'm gonna marry you? Look at my face. This is my sister does all the time. Look at my face. Like, who the fool? I don't think so. Who the fool? Me? Yeah. Yes. Later for you, all right? So that was quickly later for you. And he like, nah, we finna come up with this plan. I don't want to embarrass you. Like, we've been through it. You's my girl. So I don't want to put you out there. I don't want to make it so that maybe you don't get married in the future. It's just not going to be me. So we going to do this thing quietly. We going to go away, slip away. You know, maybe keep you away from the public eye for a little bit. So when you come back out, people won't even remember we were supposed to be together. I don't know yet. All I know, this is Joseph. All I know is it ain't going to be me. I got an exit plan. I'm getting out of here. Like, you got too much going on. I didn't sign up for this. I didn't sign up for this. If you want to go be with somebody else, then you should be with them. But I'm not going to be the one taking care of somebody else's baby when your heart is out there with somebody else. Who been there? Who been there? Yeah. So I got an exit strategy. I'm out of here. I'm getting out of here. I done went through too much in life to be sitting up dealing with this, carrying somebody else's baby. And everybody gonna be looking at me like, really? Joseph, this is what's going on. It's mine. Now, I don't have a whole plan. You know, when you don't have the whole plan, you just got, the majority of it. And you're putting all the pieces together. You're like getting the story. Okay, well, I can't do that. No. Okay, but I could, okay, we can try this. And maybe we can go to this town and then we can both stay out of public eye. Oh, I'm going to make some money. I got to have a job. So, so the plan ain't all the way together. But he know which direction he's going in. Which is out. I'm out. I'm out, Martin. And all that makes you a little sleepy, all that planning. There's a lot of stuff going on in your head. You like planning and like thinking so hard. And he goes to sleep. And when he goes to sleep, an angel of God comes to speak to him. And he tells him, Joseph, I know what it looks like. I know this doesn't look good. But don't be afraid. Don't be afraid to take Mary as your wife, because truly what is conceived in her is of God. But it's not just that. We need you. Come here, Joseph. We need you to be a part of the story. Yeah, she's carrying the baby. But guess what he needs? A family. He needs an earthly father. He needs a role model. He needs stability. He needs the love and the care and direction of a man. Mary needs you. You're needed in this story. So don't leave and don't be afraid. For that which is what's going on right now, yeah, it's from God. It may not look like it. The story may look raggedy as ever. Trifling as all get out. But we need you for this story. So my thoughts are, when has God come to you in a situation that just doesn't look favorable for you? Or maybe even somebody you love. But you had an out. You can get away from it. You can move on and still have your life. You can still have your happiness. You can still find peace. You can find love. You can write your story. You can make it happen. Whatever you still want, you can still do it. You're not stuck. The burden is on you. You got an exit. But God is still asking you to stay. He's saying, don't leave. I know you don't know why. I know you don't know how. I know you don't even know what the story is going to look like. But trust me, this is your story. You are part of this story. I created this story with you in mind. There is no one who will play the role like you. There is no one else who will do the things that I need you to do like you would do them. As much as Mary is a part of this story, as much as Mary is a part of this story, so are you. So don't leave. Don't be afraid. It's me. You know me. I keep my word. I will not let you fall. And the story that I write is always with your good in mind. It's better than anything you can come up with. It's better than anything you can even imagine. So don't leave. So Joseph's at a crossroads. He went to bed knowing what he wanted to do. But he woke up with a different perspective. God told him not to leave. And the beautiful part of the story, I like to call the game changer, but the part that's so beautiful is that he didn't leave. He listened to what God said. He believed what God said. Not just about his wife to be, what he was doing through her and this baby that was going to be birthed in the earth. But what he said about him. As much as the story needed him, he needed the story. They belong together. They fit. So that's it. We'll carry on with everything else that happened through the birth and the life of our Savior, Jesus Christ. But from Joseph's perspective, that's how it went down. So he moved forward, not knowing what this story was going to look like, not knowing what people were going to say, not knowing how him and Mary were going to handle it, not knowing if deep down all the things that he had always wanted for himself, if they would come true or not. But what he did know is that God's not a liar. Asked him to do something. And Joseph said, yeah, I'm going to do it. I'm going to do it, God. With all my ability, with all my heart, and everything that you put in me. I'm going to stay here. I'm going to be the man you called me to be. I'm going to take care of this family. I don't know how many times God has knocked on your heart with that request. I don't know if he's knocking on it right now. But as I said in the beginning, oh yeah, sometimes it's our story and we don't know it's our story. God is knocking and he's asking us to stay in something that we didn't sign up for, or that we didn't know that that's what he was asking us to do. Well, what would, what's everybody going to say? What's everybody going to think? You're going to make up what they want. They're going to have all these scenarios and these stories about you. Doesn't matter. You can't run away from you. You can't run away from your story. It's what God predestined for you. That betrothing that they were in, that situation, that's like you. That's what God said I had for you. Before the foundations of the world, I knew you. And I predestined these things for you. I knew him. And I predestined those things for him. I knew her. And I predestined these things for her. And now I'm making a story out of it. I'm making a picture, painting a picture. I'm building something. And it's not that it's just that you're part of the story. It is your story. Don't run away from it. So that is the message for today. That's the message for today. Coming out of Matthew chapter 1, verses 18 to 25, the story of Joseph. And God reminding him of his promise to him. And that he was painting his picture, the picture of his story with him in mind. He wasn't an additive. It was with him in mind. But when the story looks bleak, when it looks like it won't work, when it looks like this is not what you said, God is saying, trust me. Don't run away. Stay right there. Because this is your story. With that said, I hope that resonated with somebody out there. I know with me, like I said, I'm still walking through it. But I trust God. And if you trust God, when you hear him, telling you not to leave and to stand in the position that he gave you, where he put you. Harden not your heart. Do just that. All right, guys. Well, with that said, hopefully that wasn't too heavy for anybody. But this is life. It's what we live in. It's what we're doing. And this is how God is leading. So let him lead you. Let him lead you. Because the story is beautiful. It will be so beautiful when it's thought about later, when it's recited later, when it's talked about later. This might be the hard part of the story, but it's necessary for the beautiful story he's writing of your life. All right, you guys, have a good day. Enjoy the rest of this beautiful weather. Well, wherever you are, hopefully the weather's beautiful. And we'll talk again real soon.